Hey guys, just outside right now. I'm getting prepared to test this body armor that I got sent to me. It's I got this nice plate carrier, this ATAX plate carrier made by Condor, and some plates sent to me from Infidel Armor to test out. So I'm not gonna do much with the plate carrier itself. There's plenty of reviews on that kind of stuff out in the net, and you find one that works for you. But basically what I want to review today is this plate here. Basically it's an AR 500 steel plate. It's about 10 by 12 inches, and they got a little cut here to allow for better mobility when you're shooting, and it's got a nice curve in here to mold to your body better. But basically what's kind of unique about this plate put out by Infidel Armor that other plates don't have is this unique coating that it has. It's a anti-spalting, or I call say spalting, but it's actually spalling, anti-spalling material, and it feels actually just like that stuff that you'd find in the, a bed liner for your truck. And supposedly what it does is when the bullet impacts the steel, instead of spalling or sending that spall into the wearer's potentially the wearer's face or some other part of your body and getting some secondary injury, it prevents that by containing that spalling material. So basically, I want to just put the plate through its paces, shoot a number of rounds. I'm going to start with some 9mm, do some 40 caliber, 45. That's for the handgun, and then move up to some higher powered rounds like the 223 round from my AR, as well as 30-06, and we'll even throw a shotgun slug or two at a 12 gauge slug. So basically that's what I'll do, and I'll show you in a second what we're going to be doing outside. Alright, so after just shooting about 4 rounds, so with 2 9mm and 2 40, you can start to see that this anti-spalting stuff starting to come off the plate. This is to be expected. The manufacturer said that this would happen. So when it's inside the vest, it's not going to have that issue, obviously, of coming off and falling on the ground because it's in the vest. The whole purpose, like I mentioned in the intro, was to prevent it from spalting and hitting the wearer's face. So that is happening, just to let you know that that's expected. But I can't see the metal from in here, but it doesn't look like it's penetrated or even dented the metal. It's definitely gone through the spalting stuff, but that's about it. 2 shots at the 45. Two more shots with the 45. I forgot we had that one too. Still nothing's really happening. Again, it's just splitting a little bit, but beyond that, it looks actually pretty good. And again, it's hard to see really what's happening with the metal. But at the end of this, I'm going to take this thing off if it doesn't come off by then, to show you guys what's happening actually to the plate itself. I just wanted to guys show you something real quick. So I just sent 2 shots at it with the AR, and there's actually no noticeable entry even with the spalting stuff. I see a little bit of stuff here, but nothing like the handgun round as far as what you see. So it's really interesting. So we'll see what the 30-06 does to it. But the only thing I notice now is the plate. This part's coming off a little bit more. But as far as what I see on the surface here, I don't really see a lot of disturbance there. Again, coming from the AR. So. So this time, guys, the plate
pretty much came right off this, I'm sorry, the anti-spalting material came right off after shooting it with the 30-yard 6. And again, really no noticeable difference here on the spalting material. It's really hard to see where you're impacting it. I can see now a little bit where it's hitting the plates. I'll do a better close-up view when we get in the house, but I see absolutely no dents or anything disturbance really on the plate itself, and we're shooting pretty close here, so we'll shoot it with some slugs and 12 gauge slugs, see what happens to it, and then we'll do a little review in the house to see exactly what's going on with the plate itself. Alright guys, so finally I can see a difference in the front here. I hit it with the 12 gauge slug. You can definitely see the obvious hole here through that spalting stuff. This came pretty much right off. But really, still no noticeable dents here. There's a few here, then we're going to review it again inside so I can get a better look at which caliber hit what. So far so good. I mean, this is pretty much almost point blank range, and I'm hitting these things hard with some pretty high-powered stuff, and it's not doing anything on the other side, and it's barely making any indents here. So far so good. We'll bring it inside and take a look and give you guys a better look.
Alright guys, so we are inside the house now, and let me show you just kind of quickly some of the damage that happened. You can see here in this area, this is pretty much center mass where we hit. There's some rounds up here that got fired, I believe, when the manufacturer had sent it to us. They did some testing on it up here, but other than that, I'm going to just focus on what we shot at. So we have a number of handgun rounds. There's bigger holes here, all from the handgun. So I believe that these two were from the 45. This one and this one were from the 40, and then this one, and I can't find the other one, were from the 9. It might be buried in this hole too. But they clearly made some bigger holes on this anti-spalting material. But if you open it up and look at the plate itself, there actually isn't any noticeable markings on the metal plate itself. It really didn't do any damage. We do see two things here, and I'll explain in a second what those were, but those weren't from the handgun. So going back here, if you can see, there's two little pinpoint holes, and that's actually from the AR, the 223 round. So it really didn't do any noticeable damage to this material, but if you look at the plate itself, you can feel, you probably can't see it, but you can feel that there's a slight indentation, but there's no noticeable bulge. There's no noticeable bulge on the other side here. And then this bigger hole here was from the shotgun slug. That one made the most damage to this material. But again, to the plate, I was really surprised. I thought the slug would have done more damage, but really it didn't do anything except scuff it up. I don't feel anything, and again from the back, I don't feel any noticeable bulge. The only one that did some damage to the plate, and you can barely see the two small holes here, was the 30-yard 6. The 30-yard 6, you can definitely feel there was a noticeable dent here in the plate. I don't think it compromised the integrity of the plate really. This plate could probably still take a number of shots without becoming compromised, but if you feel in the back, there's a slight bulge to the plate itself. So definitely the 30-yard 6 did the most damage. And that's pretty much a wrap-up. So again, just to cover real quick, the handgun didn't do any noticeable difference or make any noticeable difference, but the high-powered rounds like the 30-yard 6 and the 223 or the AR rounds, they did some indentation, and the slug really didn't do any indentation, just scuffed it up some. So there we go. I think this plate would definitely save you in a confrontation, and I highly recommend this.